What's up, everybody? Clone here, your coach of the Honolulu Dancers. We're back with our week 8, I believe, battle of the UDN. So deep into the season now. I believe after this, there's only 4 weeks left. Currently holding the number 3 wildcard position, or I guess the 3 seed. Chances to win the division are kind of low, considering Redekai is on a pretty good win streak, even though he's lost recently. He has a lot of wins compared to me, so it's looking like I'm gonna get like a 3 or 4 wildcard spot as long as I continue to win somewhat frequently like I am. Today we're up against, I believe, the number 1 seed of the opponent of the other conference, so not ideal, I would say. Playing the number 1 seed of my conference and the number 1 seed of their conference, but hopefully we can pull out a win here. It would be pretty good for me if I were to win this match, because I'd be 2 games over 500, and as of right now, the person who has the 4th wildcard spot is like 1 game below 500. So realistically, I would need to lose 3 matches out of my last 4 in order for me to lose my spot. But my matchup is not amazing, unfortunately. I was not able to get his team. My screenshot software is not working, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna read it off. But it's a Salamence, Tangrowth, Rotom Heat, Uxie, Seismitoad, Masquerain, Diancie, Mega, Mienshao, Skuntank, Starmie. Did I say Starmie? Starmie, Magnezone. But this is more or less not what I was expecting. So I didn't prep for. I mean, I kind of was expecting this, but not really. Like I really thought Salamence into my team had a really good matchup. And realistically, could have 6-0'd me if it had the right Z crystal, like Rocky MZ. What do I have to Rocky MZ Salamence? Realistically, nothing. But aside from that, Tangrowth is really annoying for my Zapdos to deal with. It's really annoying for my Latias to deal with because it's always a safe pivot. The Rotom Heat kind of deals with a lot of my, basically my 3 defensive mons. My Firewater Grass Core loses to Rotom pretty much. And then stuff like Seismitoad to stop Zapdos. And yeah, that's about it. But those 4 mons and maybe the Masquerain to set up webs, I was kind of expecting more than some of these ones, like the Mag. I don't feel like Mag does too much versus my team, because it has to be Scarf, because I have Terrakion, so it's just another fodder for Terrakion, and I understand he has a Uxie, and a Starmie, but Terrakion does have to be Uxie and has the potential to use Z moves, so you kind of need it to be a Scarf set, or Specs, I guess, to actually do damage to Registeel. But I'm just gonna start off the battle. But not the best matchup in the world, especially because Mega Diancie as well is pretty annoying for my team to deal with. Just because Registeel and Milotic aren't the best ways to deal with it. Like if it's Calm Mind, it's really annoying as well. Calm Mind Rock Polish probably just wins if he's able to get it without me hazing. But yeah, and you can get safe switches into Mega Diancie if he brought his Ments. I'm always forced to go Arcanine just because nothing else can deal with the Ments, if he's at +1 D, for example. So I'm always forced to go Arcanine. You can just either double to your Diancie or just safe switch out when I go Arcanine. And it's a free Calm Mind, basically. So a lot of pressure on Registeel this game. Skuntank, I didn't really see Skuntank coming just because there's potential for Reflect type, I think. Although I haven't really showed Reflect type, but I guess it's not the worst spring in the world, but copying Poison Dark would have been really super nice for me if I had brought it. I did consider it, but I needed Ice Beam for some stuff that didn't even show, so I guess good predict on his part. But we'll start the battle off. He leads off with Mienshao, so I was going to lead off with the Latias, but if he was Scarf, which I expected him to be, it was either this was Scarf or Magnezone was Scarf. There's no way, or I mean, I guess Starmie could be Scarf, but it's unlikely that he would have Uxie as his only way to deal with Terrakion. So I felt like this was more likely to be Scarf than Magnezone, just because Scarf Mag loses to pretty much all my members of my team, even loses to the Palisade I didn't bring, but Even if I'm pretty sure like Flash Cannon does like 0 to Palisand. But so he left with this, and I lead off with my Zap. I'm fairly certain I was gonna lead off with Latias, but if he was Scarf, I would be forced to Roost because I don't want U-turn damage, and that's kind of annoying because U-turn does like 50 max, and so I'm forced to Roost, and he gets a free switch into something that can potentially threaten me out, like the Skunk Tank. So to avoid that, I went Zapdos first, just because it also deals with the Man Shell, forces him to U-turn, but I can also Volt Switch out. Do I have Volt Switch? I do have Volt Switch, yeah, I can just Volt Switch out, predicting his switch in. So here reveals his Life Orb, which kind of surprised me, because I could have let off with Latias then in this situation, but it's fine. So I think I could Volt, because it doesn't make sense for him to stay in. Stone just doesn't do enough. I go into this because I can Toxic it. Yeah. As he sets the rocks. I go back into my Zap. As he reveals, he is U-turn. Back into his Diancie. I think I opt to hard swap here. I don't want to take a Diamond Storm. I think I Iron Head here. Play it safe. As he goes into this. So here, he's probably gonna click, because he's Life Orb, he's not locked into that anything now, which makes Protect kind of worse. I really felt like Scarf was to bring here, just because Terrakion was pretty solid into this team. And so you kind of need Speed Control, so at this point I was expecting Mag to be Scarf, if ever. So I think I click Protect here, just because if he clicks High Jump Kick, it's good for me. He clicks U-turn. I think trying to predict my switch to Arcanine. So I go Arcanine here. He gets a somewhat high roll with that Jump Kick. If he gets a similar roll, he couldn't kill, but it's really high. So he opts to click Stone Edge here. Less accurate, but he does hit. So I can go Latias here. I think I just Ice Beam. Check the damage on Skunk Tank. He's not AV, because he's Black Sludge. So I go into this because I'm not sure what he's gonna click. I think I just defog here, and I Roost the next turn. And then at this point, I'm content to defog stall, just because. And then here he reveals Heal Bell, which to me I felt like Heal Bell was a little bit weird, just because you're either running no attacks Mew or you're running mono Psychic Mew. I mean, I guess U-turn is an attack, but it's kind of a weird set to me that it's so defensive. Like, I feel like you'd want to run the Thunder Wave, or the Toxic, really, just because it's so strong to my team, Thunder Wave and Toxic. Unless he is running it, but later on he reveals that he is Mono Psychic, which to me was a little bit of a misprep, but it does pay off for him here, as he does Heal Bell. And now I cannot win this 1v1. So I just click Roost here. I think I'm waiting for a turn to go Registeel. As he does reveal the Psychic. So it's a little bit weird, his moveset to me. So he goes into Starmie here. I think I click Iron Head just because I still have Earthquake, but he's not going into the mag, so I can't use it. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the team builder, but the team boiler portion, I guess. But it's Calm Mind, Lottie, Fizdef, Zap, Miracoat, as he does. So here, okay, I'm gonna do a quick team builder. This is very unprofessional of me, but it's just Calm Mind, Lottie, max speed, max special attack, Fizdef, Zapdos to better take on the Mancha, Spidef, Milotic, so I can Miracoat stuff, and then it's also better check to the Diancie. Arcanine with HP Ice, so I can deal with Salamence, and then Toxic is nice for a lot of things. Morning Sun for recovery, and Flamethrower because I am special. Life Orb, Rosary with HP Rock. HP Rock hits the Rotom Heat pretty hard, because I am technician, so it's basically like having power gem. Aromatherapy in case I do get toxic, synthesis for recovery, and then sludge bomb as my mono stab move. And then register with stealth rock. Ironhead earthquake, dual stab hits everything pretty hard, and then protect to scout for Mianshao. Okay, I'm back here. So he finally goes into. Alright, I go register on this. And then here I click Ironhead. So at this point, it's looking really bad for me. I know. Okay, a couple turns ago, he revealed that he's not Scarf on Magnezone, which to me surprised me a lot. Just because his team is super slow, and he's not. I don't believe he has Scarf on this thing. Oh, we'll see. I think it's lefties, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, it can't be. I mean, it can't be Scarf recover, but he clicks D-Bolt there. That does 0. But so this turn. So now he predicts correctly. He cooks the Volt Switch as I click Ice Beam. I am mono Ice Beam just because Scald isn't as important in this game. I want toxic stuff. He reveals the taunt. Good prec. So at this point, I'm looking like a fat L. And I kind of have to play to get as much differential at this point. So I'm just trying to stall out some crunches until he gets the defense drop, or the crit, I guess. And then I'm gonna Aromatherapy to keep my Zap healthy. I think I go Zap here to Defog. Oh, I just Roost first. I think he crunches. No, he Toxics again. So he reveals that he does have the Toxic. Oh, I think he did already, but I think I Defog and Volt Switch here. I'm not hard swap. I have to hard swap here into my Melodic. Just because my register is not healthy enough to take +1 Earth Power. So Diamond Storm's here. I'm able to haze away his stab boosts. There's no reason for me to predict here, so I just click recover because I can live one more Moonblast if I recover, and then I can just haze again. And then he Diamond Storms here, and he gets the defense boost, which is really unfortunate for me because I'm able to live the Earth Power here, but because of that defense boost, I'm not able to kill with the Iron Head. Otherwise, I would have been able to kill here. So that's really unfortunate for me. But now I'm able to get one differential at least. But at this point, it's more or less lost. I probably would have been able to get at least like 2 or 3 kills if he had not gotten the defense break or defense break. I'm playing too much of another game. If he'd not got that defense buff, but it's more or less okay. At this point, I think I click Calm Mind. No, I think I just Psychic. But I'm more or less lost just because I cannot break this Dunk Tank. And Crunch does too much to my Latias, and yeah, I didn't install enough Crunches. But yeah, I guess I didn't play too well in this game. I didn't prep too well in this. I guess I didn't prep too well in this game. And I feel like a problem with my team is that I only have like 3 Pokemon that can really be offensive win cons. Although like Zapdos and Roserade, for example, they're like bulky offense mons, they're not really win cons. So my prep is kind of limited, especially because I didn't feel like Snorlax had a good matchup this game, with Mianshao being a big problem. But that was kind of the big problem that I foresaw, because not having enough win cons has kind of been a problem prep-wise, just because although with my Latias is a great mon, right? But the problem is everybody's able to prep for the Latias only, and kind of prep a Terrakion and do well against my team. And then some people don't prep for Snorlax and it belly drum sweeps them, but realistically Snorlax does not have a great matchup every week, so, and neither does Terrakion on that part. So I felt like I needed more offensive pressure, and even though my team on paper looks really solid, I think prepping for my team is a little bit too easy. So I opted to make 3 trades. I said that at the beginning of the season I didn't feel like trades were going to be necessary, but I still feel like my team probably would have been okay for the rest of the season, but I feel like in order for me to have an easier time prepping and have more fun prepping, I needed some more offensive pressure. So I saw Lucario in tier 3. I ended up grabbing that boy. I had to drop my Arcanine round 2 Arcanine. It's kind of a meme that I always drop my round 2 mons, but at this point, I didn't feel like Arcanine was able to help me in the same way that it could have. Although Arcanine is a really solid defensive mon, at this point, I have enough defense. And what I need is more offensive pressure. So, dropping him is okay. And I do end up getting an Intimidate mon as well. So, losing Intimidate from Arcanine doesn't really matter too much, as I do get it on Staraptor. Even though Staraptor is not a great Intimidate mon, it is an Intimidate mon. So I dropped Registeel, Arcanine, and my Terrakion. So I do drop this Terrakion, but I do think I get more offensive pressure because I pick up Staraptor, Lucario, and what's my third mon? Lucario being a Z user. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, Buzzwole. So I'm going for double fighting. I'm a big lover of fighting types, and I feel like Buzzwole fills a lot of the stuff that Arcanine was doing, except Buzzwole's extremely solid as a bulky offense breaker, and I've used Buzzwole before and I love them on. So it's really solid defensively in the same sense that Arcanine was, but Arcanine was kind of pressured by rocks, as you saw in this game. The fact that Zapdos being my own defogger, although Zapdos is a really solid defogger, it's really easy to prep for Zapdos only as my defogger. So I need more ways to have better defensive checks, even when rocks are up. So, and I don't really like it makes it easier as well for me to run defog on Latias now because I have so many more offensive pressures, so many more offensive win cons. And even though I lose Terrakion, I think Lucario is overall just as good as Terrakion offensively. Especially because I do have the Z on Lucario. It's just that Lucario suffers from a speed problem, which I don't think is too bad. Just because my speed tiers are mostly intact. I just lose that I gain 2 100s, which is okay, as one is more defensive and one is more offensive. And then I lose that 108 that I had. But the 108 is more of a luxury speed tier, I would say. But just because if you're 108, you're not able to run Adamant to outspeed 100 Jollies, which is cool. So I do lose 5-0. I got my my insert bleep beaten. But I kind of learned that although I could use the same team and kind of be stubborn, I'm sure I would finish like 7-6 or something like that, or however many weeks there are, or 6-6. I realistically want to put myself in a good position for playoffs. I do want the 3 seed, so I do feel like I need to make some changes, as every coach in my conference has made 3 trades. Some have made more, so I think a lot of those trades were probably for my team, or I guess to help the matchup against my team. So I think shifting it up a little bit and making my team more scary offensively would really help me in the long run. And so even though I have 4 weeks left, things are looking good, I'd say. Schedule-wise, it's not the worst thing in the world. I guess I could show you what the results look like after my loss. Hold on, let me look. Make sure you guys can see. Okay, you guys can see. So this is a sorry, this is kind of what the dot looks like. Minnesota Timberwolves. Red Kai has not played one of his match for this week yet, so that's why it's 5-2. I guess this is kind of a spoiler. Probably should have warned you, but at this point I'm 5-4, as you can see, or yeah, I'm 5-4. But yeah, I'm 5-4. So I'm currently the 3 seed, and but it's a little bit close, and losing my remaining games could be annoying for me. I'm not gonna spoil anything else for you guys, but I'm in a pretty good position to win out, or I guess to win half my games, which would clinch for me. I think I would clinch playoffs if I win half my games, and if I were to win 3, I think I would clinch the 3 seed. So things are looking bright for my future, I'd say. But I guess I'm just really looking forward to using the 3 mons I traded for, Buzzwell in particular. I'm really glad that he's available, because he was technically drafted, but a coach dropped him. So the Lucario in C is also, I think, pretty good value. I know Arcanine in C is very good value, but so is Lucario. Like, Lucario is really strong, both specially and physically. So now I do have Latias, Snorlax, Lucario, Staraptor, Buzzwole. Yeah, that's my win cons, and that's 5 win cons, which is a lot to prep for. Not to mention that I still have a lot of the same bulk. Like, I do lose Registeel, so I do lose one of my rockers, and I do lose Terrakin as well. But Palossand is fine. I when I need rocks, Palossand is a great rocker. But I still have that same bulk in the Zapdos, Milotic, Roserade, and the Aromatisse I still have, the Mega Latias I still have, still bulky as ever, and that's about it. And the Buzzwole also happens to be really bulky physically. So looking forward to using the mons I traded for, and that's pretty much it for the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one.